introduce you to Rob, who is a marine ecologist working in Nelson for Cawthron. And he has come all the way to Kaikōura to talk about seaweeds. We're surrounded by them, Rob. So specifically, what is a seaweed?
So a seaweed is a type of plant that lives in the ocean, and so what they do is, like plants on land, they photosynthesize, they take energy from the sun, then they use that to grow and to create all the chemicals and compounds and proteins that they are, so they can get bigger.
Right, so they're at the base of the food web. They provide food for other creatures out in the marine ecosystem, so really important. But they're not all green. Tell us a bit more about that.
So seaweeds are really neat in the way that the different chemicals in them, pigments, change the colour of them. So we have great examples here around us. We have our green seaweed, this is sea lettuce. We have brown seaweeds, and they get quite a bit bigger than the green ones do. So all around us here, we have Neptune's nectar, and we also have some kelp in the water there, the longer blades. And then we also get these red seaweeds, which are smaller and bushier, and they've got lots of interesting chemicals in them.
Right, and some of them have what's called a holdfast. Tell us about that.
So the holdfast is how the seaweeds hang onto the rocks so they don't get moved around by the tide. And that's a really important part of where seaweeds can live. So we can see here, they like to live on these rocks where the holdfast can really dig onto the rocks.
Yeah, because you don't find seaweed on every beach.
No, you don't, and it's important that they have these different ecosystems that they live in, from the intertidal zone, so on these rocks here, into the rock pools, and then even out into the reefs we have our larger kelps.
And if you look closely, it's really interesting to look at the different types of seaweed and their shapes and colours and things. And Neptune's necklace, tell us a bit more about these beads.
So these beads are filled with fluid, and they help the seaweed float up as the tide rises, so they can still get that sunlight.
And you might have noticed those little bladders, those floats on big kelps that I guess do the same thing.
Exactly, they're trying to hold it up in the water column so they can get more sunlight and they can use that to survive.
Thanks, Rob. And yeah, you might want to have a scout around your own coastline and see what seaweeds you can find. Kia ora, Rob.
Thanks, Shelley.